Right now, you are being lied to. You see the Rolex, the car, the lifestyle on Instagram, and you think they are rich. Wrong. Most of them are not rich. They are just professional spenders. They are trading their future freedom for a 5-second like from a stranger. Today, I'm exposing the fake rich trap, and you need to stay until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the invisible rule. It's the one secret principle that separates the truly wealthy from the clowns just pretending to be. Let's expose your brain. First, we have to fix a massive bug in your operating system. Society uses the words rich and wealthy as synonyms, but in the world of psychology and finance, they are practically enemies. Rich is about income. It's about how much money flows through your hands. You can be a doctor making $500,000 a year, but if you spend $500,000 a year on lifestyle, fancy vacations, and debt payments, you are not wealthy. You are just a highly paid poor person. You are running on a golden treadmill. If you stop running for 1 month, you fall off. The bank takes the house. The bank takes the car. Wealth, on the other hand, is net worth. Wealth is the money that is not spent. It is the option not to work. It is the unbought car, the unbought diamonds, the unbought first-class ticket. Wealth is hidden in assets, compounding quietly in the background, buying you the ultimate luxury, freedom. But here is the psychological trap. Wealth is invisible. You can't see someone's brokerage account walking down the street. You can't see their 401k. You can only see their clothes. You can only see their car. So, our monkey brains judge success by visual cues. And that visual cue is the trap. Master your mind to master your money. Don't be a slave to the system. Subscribe. Now, let's go deeper. Now, I'm not standing here judging you from a high horse. I can tell you this because I used to be the king of fake rich. Let me take you back a few years. It's a painful story, but you need to hear it. I had just started making my first bit of real money online. It wasn't a fortune, but for me at that time, it felt like I had conquered the world. My bank account finally had 4 digits. Logically, I should have reinvested that money. I should have saved it for a rainy day. But my brain was screaming for validation. I wanted people to know I was doing well. I wanted to walk into a room and have people respect me without me saying a word. So, I went to a high-end streetwear store. I saw them, a pair of limited edition designer sneakers. The price tag? $500. At that time, $500 was a huge chunk of my net worth, but I didn't see a price tag. I saw a ticket to the cool kids table. I bought them. I put them on. I remember looking in the mirror and thinking, now I am somebody. Now they will see me. That weekend, I went to a party wearing my $500 shoes. I spent the entire night looking at other people's feet, waiting for them to look at mine. I was walking differently. I was making sure my shoes were visible. In my head, I was the main character. I thought everyone was whispering, "Who is that guy? Look at his shoes. He must be successful." But here is the painful, humiliating reality that took me years to understand. Nobody cared about me. Absolutely nobody. Did people look at the shoes? Yes. But they weren't thinking, "Wow, Philly is so cool." They were thinking, "Wow, those are cool shoes. I wonder how I would look in them." They were using my purchase to fantasize about their own status. They weren't admiring me. They were admiring the object. I went home that night. I took off the shoes. They were already getting a little dirty. I looked at my banking app. The money was gone. The feeling of power, gone. The respect I craved, never happened. I realized I had traded my hard-earned freedom for a 5-second glance from strangers who didn't even know my name. I wasn't rich. I was just a broke guy with expensive feet. And that is the definition of the fake rich trap. You go broke trying to look like you're not. Why do we do this? Why are we biologically wired to fake it? This brings us to a concept called the man in the car paradox. Imagine you are walking down the street and you see a bright red Ferrari drive by. What is your immediate thought? Do you look at the driver and think, "Wow, that guy looks like a really nice person. I bet he has great wisdom to share"? No, you think, "Wow, If I had that car, people would think I'm cool. If I had that car, girls would look at me. The driver of the Ferrari thinks everyone is admiring him, but actually, everyone is ignoring him and admiring the car as a prop for their own life movie. We buy things to gain respect and admiration, but the irony is, the things we buy actually distract people from respecting us. This is evolutionary. Thousands of years ago, in a small tribe, status equaled survival. If you were the high-status male or female, you got the best food, the best mates, and protection. Signaling, "I have resources," was a matter of life and death. But today, we have hacked this system. We use credit cards to send false signals. We are like peacocks gluing fake feathers onto our tails. Marketing agencies know this. They don't sell you a product. They sell you a feeling. They sell you the feeling of being better than your neighbor. But here is the catch. Status is a zero-sum game. For you to be high status, someone else has to be low status. It's a never-ending ladder. You buy the BMW to impress the guy with the Toyota. Then you pull up next to a Porsche, and suddenly you feel poor again. It is a game you cannot win because there is always a bigger boat, a faster car, and a shinier watch. Okay, enough psychology. Let's look at the math. Because looking rich has a price tag that is much higher than you think. Let's say you are 25 years old. You get a decent job. You decide to buy a new car to look successful. Not a Ferrari, just a nice luxury sedan. The car payment, insurance, and gas come out to $600 a month. You think, I can afford $600. It's fine, but you are forgetting the most powerful force in the universe, compound interest. That $600 isn't just $600. It is your soldiers. It is your potential freedom fighters. If, instead of buying that car to impress people who don't care, you invested that $600 every month into a simple S&P 500 index fund with an average return of 8%, do you know how much money you would have in 30 years? $850,000, almost $1 million. So, that car didn't cost you $600 a month. That car cost you $1 million of your future wealth. Every time you buy a status symbol, you are stealing from your future self. You are burning your freedom fuel just to make a little smoke today. When you see a guy driving a $100,000 car, you say he is rich. But the only data point you have is that he has $100,000 less in his bank account than he did before he bought the car. Or worse, he has $100,000 of debt. Spending money is the fastest way to have less money. It sounds stupidly simple, yet 99% of the world ignores it. So, how do the real rich, the wealthy, operate? At the beginning of this video, I promised you the invisible rule. Here it is. True wealth is the ability to wake up in the morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. The highest form of wealth is not a Lamborghini. It is control. Control over your time. Control over who you work with. Control over where you live. The invisible rule is this. Stop trying to impress people who don't care and start building assets that take care of you. The real rich play a different game. They play the stealth wealth game. They know that flashing money makes you a target. It makes you a target for lawsuits, for fake friends, for family members asking for loans. So they hide it. They wear simple clothes. They drive reliable cars. They don't post their bank accounts. They derive confidence not from what is on their wrist, but from what is in their portfolio. When you stop trying to look rich, you suddenly have money to actually become rich because you are not leaking cash to buy validation. You are stacking cash to buy freedom. So, here is my challenge to you. Next time you feel that urge, that itch to buy something just to flex, remember my $500 shoes gathering dust in the closet. Remember the guy in the Ferrari who is probably stressing about his next lease payment. Ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it? Or am I buying this because I want strangers to think I am successful? Don't be fake rich. Be real wealthy. Invest in your mind. Invest in assets. And let your freedom make the noise, not your clothes. Now, if you want to know exactly why your brain craves that spending hit in the first place, why it is biologically so hard to resist that urge. You need to understand the dopamine trap. I made a deep dive video explaining exactly how your brain chemicals are keeping you broke before you even open your wallet. Click this video right here. It's the missing piece of the puzzle. I'll see you there. You didn't just learn about money today. You learned about your mind. Remember, it's not money, it's psychology.